Hello friends, today I will be discussing various aspects of nasal drug delivery systems. The learning objectives. The student will be able to know about the history of nasal drug delivery systems, study the advantages of nasal route and understand applications. They will also be able to discuss factors affecting design of nasal formulations and learn about types of nasal formulations. Intranasal route has been in use since ancient times. Psychotropic and hallucinogenic drugs were given nasally. Nasya Karma is a recognized treatment in Ayurveda. Advantages of nasal route include it is a non-invasive route, first pass metabolism is avoided and hence it is suitable for protein and peptide drug delivery. Blood-brain barrier is avoided, so nose to brain delivery of drugs is possible. The nasal route also has NALT, that is nasal associated lymphoid tissue. Here I would like the learners to reflect on the following question. What is the significance of NALT, that is NALT? Take a moment and write your answers in the book. Lymphoid tissues generate an immune response, so intranasal delivery of vaccines is possible. It is better than injectable vaccines as the nasal route is a non-invasive route. Applications. Nasal route is used for local treatment of conditions like nasal congestion and allergic rhinitis. Systemic delivery of drugs is possible. Example, desmopressin for treatment of diabetes. Nose to brain delivery. Example, sumatriptan for migraine. And intranasal vaccines are becoming popular nowadays. Example, influenza vaccine. Factors affecting design of nasal formulations can be categorized as physicochemical properties of drugs, physiological properties at site, and formulation factors. Physicochemical properties of drugs affecting design of nasal formulations are listed here. First is molecular size. A bigger molecule will show lesser absorption from the nasal site. Solubility. Poor solubility is a challenge as the nasal fluid volume is very less. Dissolution rate. If the drug has a slow rate of dissolution, bioavailability of drug will be poor. Polymorphism. If drug shows polymorphism, bioavailability will be erratic as different forms may have different solubilities. Physiological factors. Under this, blood supply to nasal cavity is an important factor. The nasal cavity is supplied with rich vasculature, so absorption of drugs will be good. Enzymes in nasal mucus include esterases and dehydrogenase. If drug is degraded by these enzymes, nasal route cannot be used. Mucociliary clearance is a factor specific to nasal cavity wherein mucus covering nasal surface is pushed towards the pharynx every 20 minutes. So residence time of drug in nasal cavity will be affected. In pathological conditions like common cold and rhinitis, viscosity of mucus will be less, so drug absorption will be affected. Formulation factors. The nasal pH is between 5.5 to 6.5, so to avoid irritation to the nasal mucosa, the formulation pH should be adjusted to nasal pH. For this, we should add buffers to maintain pH of formulation. The capacity of buffers is an important parameter. For poorly soluble drugs, solubilizers should be added. These solubilizers should not cause irritation to the nasal mucosa. Dose of drug. If the dose of drug is high, then it is a challenge to develop the formulation, as at a time only few drops of the formulation can be administered to the patient. Under types of formulations, we have different categories. For example, liquid nasal formulations. These are simplest type of formulations. For example, nasal drops. Powder dosage forms. Example, dry powder inhalers, also known as DPIs. Pressurized metered dose inhalers for delivering a specific dose of drug. Example, aerosols. Nasal gels, which include in situ gels which make use of thermo-reversible polymers. Nasal sprays will be in the form of solutions or in situ gelling systems. In our next presentation, we will study more in detail about these different formulations. For any queries, you can contact me at my mail ID. Thank you and a very happy learning.